Hey everyone, I'm back. It is time to play more F-Zero. Sorry if I sound a little jaded. I played more Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, and then I just realized, well, I already beat the game once. Why don't I just show off the 3DS version? So I did. I did like 5 videos. And then I came to the conclusion of, yeah, this is enough. This is enough. Just to show what this version does. So I felt very confident of that. I talked to Zalir a little bit today. Told her what I was doing. She's been doing the same old stuff that she tells me she does. Next time if we ever hang out, I'm gonna ask her what games she bought, even if she did buy some games. Because she has been making some money on her side hustle, and I'm curious, what type of shit did she buy? And it does suck. The one game she wants to play is Sparking Zero, and it's on consoles she doesn't even fucking own. I'm like, wow, no PC? That's bullshit. No Steam? Man, they must be desperate. Yeah, well, absolutely Microsoft and PlayStation are fucking desperate. Why? Well, considering the fact that both the companies have been spending a lot of money on either one, acquiring a company that costs way too much money for their own damn good, or two, rely on a console that takes so much development time that they don't have enough stuff they can throw onto the damn console to keep people busy. That's the somewhat good advantage of Nintendo. People go like, oh my god, there'll be better regrets. No, guys, you don't understand. If Nintendo does the exact same thing, video games would be coming from consoles would be less and less and less, and we would see a dramatic increase on PC gaming and mobile gaming a whole lot more, considering those venues would be getting way more games in there. I think most people kind of realize that, right? I mean, all things considered, people, the mod community going out modding in characters and doing stuff for themselves, maybe that isn't such a bad idea. Considering we don't even know if there's going to be another game for that either franchise or how long the next big franchise seller even shows up, all things considered. I kind of feel very fucking sorry for poor Sony and Microsoft. Well, Microsoft, they're just making stupid fucking decisions. Hopefully, they will learn from this. But I highly doubt it. I want these people to learn. Because that's what life's all about. It's about learning as you grow older. And whatever you do with that lesson is up to them. Alright? If they don't want to repent, if they don't want to learn anything from it, that's on fucking them. And they only have themselves to blame. Because they had that door open, they just closed it. That's all I gotta say on that. So... honestly, wouldn't shock me if I'm glad Nintendo made it backwards compatible. They did the smart thing. They understand that going into this next console, a lot of their games are going to take much longer than expected. Which is why making it backwards compatible so people can immediately start playing everything where they left off from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 makes so much fucking sense. And it kind of actually gives the cloud save something to do other than just the OLED, you know what I mean? It actually makes sense for it to have that cloud save now. And not only that, games probably like Kingdom Hearts 4 maybe some other titles that have been struggling to really perform well on the Switch might actually start performing a bit better. But I shouldn't know that, because sometimes some things don't work that well when it comes to a higher performing console. Sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things do. It depends on the code, and well, I don't really know the logistics, but all I know is that it depends on the code and whether or not things are in the right order. Which is why I respect the fuck out of the female modder who made Marvel Infinite Beyond. I fully fucking respect her. She made that shit, mind you, fucking multiple moves, multiple supers, 10 fucking characters, in 5 fucking stages, with $1,000 fucking dollars. And her expertise. Like, holy shit, she is a really good modder. I gotta give her credit. Give her credit's due. And it's awesome that she has a guy like Max to help her walk through this shit. Because if anyone knows fucking Infinite, it's Maximilian, dude. Like, to be fair, he's one of the very few people that practically know the ins and outs of the game. Considering Max did 2 playthroughs on the fucking main story 4 years apart. So I think the man would know how that game works. But yeah, I've seen some of the stuff from way back in the day in E3, seeing the battles. It is sort of fun. It reminds me of the days when it was like Marvel 1, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and X-Men vs. Street Fighter. When it was absolutely fucking busted, and the moves, and there was 2v2. I think they try to go for that, but again, the story mode sucked. The stages didn't look polished, and Marvel and Disney rushed out that game, and they paid for it. If they allowed Capcom, especially for Jaded, to have blood, and for the shading to be put in, I 100% would have thought that game would sell. Looking back then, I was like trying to defend the game, but now that I became a bit older, I'm like, yeah, there's no defending it. It's just a bunch of corporate dudes rushing out people because they want to make money as soon as possible. And it kind of makes me question, what the fuck do they do with that money? That makes me worried. Like, with all the time they're rushing, what are they doing with said money? It kind of makes me worried, you know? Because I'm kind of worried about the game devs. Those are, like, I don't see, like, game development as that. I see as these workers as fucking people. They are people doing a job, and, you know, they have families, they have lives, they have hobbies, they have shit to do. So, you gotta give these people fucking credit, and you gotta, like, give them at least a few breaks and time to, like, really put their effort into the game. You don't just go inside of a kitchen, walk over to the head chef, and yell at him to cook that fucking stew faster and give you half-ass stew. No, you don't do that. Because why? Simple. You don't want half-baked stew. You don't want raw meat and half-cooked fucking sauce. You don't want to eat that shit. So why rush the cook? That's my philosophy. Why the fuck should you rush a game dev and, like, do these things without bother knowing the consequences? If you rush the chef, you're going to have to eat half-cooked meat. That's just how this is. If you rush a game dev to make this for a deadline, you're going to get a half-baked game. That's just how this works. I know I'm a bit black and white, so I can just see it how it is, but a lot of people do, like, think gray, and I think sometimes you kind of need a black and white person sometimes in situations like this that understand the thinking of gray and black and white, so they can just straight up just tell them, like, yeah, this is how it is. Why you do this though? Why? Is it because you're trying to get a new purse for your wife? Like, yeah, you got the purse for your wife, but you got people talking shit for a half-baked fucking game from that money you got for like your wife on a purse on a fucking cruise. Like, bro, what are you doing? I just don't understand. Which is why I'm just glad when I know about modded games now and Mugen games, and I see the passion that people put behind this. And mind you, and the guy said this in the Summerfest, there were games shown in the Summerfest that were made by one person, and the games looked cool. And I'm just like, what the fuck are they doing? One dude made Lethal Company and that shit blew up. A furry made Lethal Company and that shit cooks. It's fire. So I don't understand how a game like Marvel Infinite can be made, yet someone can literally make Lethal Company or that new game that was shown in the Summerfest when it's the cutesy little guys trying to escape out of prison, and they look cool, and they feel cool, and everyone can have fun. I just don't understand. And it's just weird, but when I got older, I finally understood. It was never the game devs. It's never the game devs sometimes. There's always a higher power. And I'll talk about that more in the next video. Bye, guys.